What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan Matthews and
Simone. Jalen Mills is somebody that I get behind.
I'm not even gonna cap on DeAndre Hopkins. He has the best hands in the league. Played through it,
hobbling on back to the field.
Right. I'm saying when you one of the best teams out there, you know the other team's division ain't got no choice but to try and get like you. You dig?
So let's get right into the video.
Let's go. Today we are talking about The Last Dance, reacting to episodes 1 and 2. So, Simone, what's your initial reaction when it comes to, you know, the very, very, very hyped up documentary series on the GOAT, Michael Jordan? I think it lived up to the hype.
I think it lived up to the hype too, definitely. I had a lot of chills. Just the old like basketball film just gives me so many chills because it takes you back to a time like you really never existed. But you know, like I'm not even a Bulls fan, but you feel like the crowd's energy, you can feel the emotion, everything. And then the old film vibes just give you so much nostalgia. You're just like, man, what a time to be alive.
All right.
Now let's get into some of the drama. First, let me start with Sam Bowie. Sam Hooey? Who? Sam Hooey?
Hooey?
Sam Bowie went ahead of Michael Jordan in the draft. That's big crazy. Y'all had a dime piece, poorly. Y'all messed up.
Y'all had a GOAT.
Right.
Y'all had a GOAT. Now, like I said, hindsight's 20/20, but still, Sam Bowie? Oh, Michael Jordan? How? Like, how do you wake up every day and think, like, dang, I was drafted ahead of Michael Jordan? Like,
how does the GM of the Trailblazers, how did he even show his face?
How did he even sleep at night?
Right.
Especially, see, I know he gotta be sick watching this.
I know he gotta be sick watching
He gotta be sick.
No, he was sick watching them championships.
Ooh, real sick.
Big sick. And, you know, they was probably looking at Sam Bowie, like his teammates at the time were probably looking at Sam Bowie in the locker room like, man, look at that.
Dang.
This who we got? This who?
Right.
Let's talk about Jerry Cross. Now, Jerry Cross could have went down as one of the GOATs of GM.
Right.
He put together an amazing team. He made that trade for Scottie Pippen. When Scottie Pippen was drafted, you said about Seattle?
Yeah.
It takes negotiating and stuff with teams. That takes some skill. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And then especially knowing that Scottie Pippen would be the perfect pair for Michael Jordan. Just the scouting ability of him as a GM. And Scottie Pippen wasn't coming in hyped up like Michael Jordan was. Scottie Pippen went to a D2 school.
Right.
So being able to assess his talent and knowing you had a superstar in that guy and doing what you had to do to secure him, that's some GOAT GM. That's some GOAT status for a GM.
Right. It's crazy, like how Jerry Krause put such a great team together and, you know, had built a dynasty, but he also broke up the dynasty at the same time.
Had such a bad attitude.
Such a bad attitude to the point where, like you said, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen openly clowned him in front of the team. They had to tell Scottie Pippen to chill on Jerry Krause. That's how bad it was getting on him. So it's just crazy. How do you have your two best players have the least amount of respect for you? It's just so crazy.
Like, he could have handled that so much better. Right. Just know your place. You're a GM. You're not the cover boy of Sports Illustrated.
You're not getting the limelight.
You know what I'm saying? You're not getting in the limelight. You're not getting invited to the board. You know what I'm saying?
And maybe if you were a little bit more humble, you would have got more credit and some actually credit that you wanted.
Let's talk about Scottie Pippen. That man underpaid, okay?
Underappreciated.
It's crazy the way Scottie Pippen was able to still perform on Baby GOAT status, knowing that he was getting sheep money.
Sheep money? That man was getting worm money.
He was getting lamb money. Okay? You were the number 2 guy on the team, but you were getting paid number 6. Meaning there was 4 guys in the locker room who were getting paid more than you and not contributing a scratch of what you were contributing.
And on top of that, not just on the team, but over the whole NBA.
Yeah.
He was at least at that time a top 5, most definitely a top 10,
yeah,
but probably a
top 10.
But definitely probably a top 5 player. Well, and you had 121 more guys getting paid more than you. You are at least a top 10 player, at the least.
And it's crazy. I have a lot of respect for him to be able to go out, like I said, and still perform knowing how undervalued you are. Have you ever been undervalued at work? You know you be just clicking on tabs and doing stuff mad. He was still performing well above himself, well above his pay grade.
Right.
And it's crazy because his agent at the time is the same agent now for like Nick Saban and these big coaches, these big college coaches. And it's crazy the way how does that agent get any more clients?
How?
That's just straight up old boys club. You had one of the worst deals in basketball history, and now you're negotiating some of the top deals for college coaching.
It had to be you, Scotty. If
I was Scotty, I would pull up. Well, I think his name's Sexton. What's his name? Jimmy Sexton. I would have his head if I was Scottie Pippen.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? I would have his head if I was Scottie Pippen.
It would be on site for Jimmy Sexton.
Exactly. Be on site for a lot of people. Scottie Pippen, I got a lot of respect for him in that area.
Right.
Let's talk about Scottie Pippen's surgery decision. What do you think about that?
It's murky, very murky. A lot of gray area in that. But my gut's telling me to side with Scotty only because he did what he had to do. He played on that 7-year, $18 million disgrace of a contract for him. So it was his time to get paid. He played out that contract. He did what he had to do. He was hurt and he said, you know what? I'm not putting my body at risk anymore. I'm not going out there underpaid anymore. I'm going to get mines. I did what I had to do for the team. I played on that team-friendly deal so we could win 5 rings, so I can help my team win 5 rings. So you know what? I'm going to get mines now. And I can't be mad at Scotty for that. He had to provide for that big family of his. Him and 11 others, like, he had to go and get it. So I can't be mad at him, you know? At the end of the day, players got to secure that bag. What Le'Veon do? He sat out a whole season to secure that bag, and he secured it. Players got to secure their bag.
And we've seen players sit out for much less. We've seen players that's not even top 15 in their category and still sitting out because that's what you think you deserve. It's a business decision at the end of the day. Exactly. Now, I think Michael Jordan called him selfish for the way he was acting over the deal. I don't think he was acting selfish at all, and I think it was kind of disrespectful for Michael Jordan to say that about him. We all know he had mad respect for Scottie Pippen, but I think it was disrespectful for him to call him selfish because at the end of the day, it's a double-edged sword. Yes, you want to do what you have to do for your team to win, but also you're an individual as well. And if you see that you're being mistreated, it's not always about the team, it's about yourself too at the end of the day, because all those dudes in management have their own best decision in mind. So why can't you as a player?
And I don't see how Michael Jordan on one hand said, you know, oh, when they talk about Michael Jordan, they should talk about Scottie Pippen. You know, he said it himself. He didn't win a championship without Scottie Pippen. So if you're gonna say that, how are you gonna call him selfish for wanting to secure that bag? You know how important he is.
And you had your bag. You and Steve Kerr.
Exactly. You know how important he was not only to the team but to your career. You know how important he was. So how are you gonna call him selfish on the same hand for wanting to secure that bag when you know he was worth it?
Michael Jordan better been picking up all the tabs when they went out to eat, when they went out to the club, when they went out to the bar. Anyway. Michael Jordan better been picking up all those tabs. You know what I'm saying?
Every time somebody, Scotty, right. I got you.
I got it.
If you ain't paying for nobody else, you have better been paying for Scotty.
Exactly. Split, no, one check.
Right. Me and him, I got him. He good.
Let's talk about... Now, I've heard people saying, why we gotta bring up LeBron James? Well, y'all started it because long before the MJ documentary, I despised the who's the GOAT conversation. I despise the conversation because there's so many factors that it's not apples and you're not comparing apples to apples, you're comparing apples and oranges, okay? So many things that were different for one guy and the other, you can't compare them evenly. Now, since y'all started the discussion, I will carry it on. You know what I'm saying?
Give it to them.
I think, look, Michael Jordan is the GOAT, hands down. Hands down, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. But it's a lot of things, he had a lot of things go right for him. Okay? He had a lot of things go right that other people in the GOAT conversation didn't have, i.e. LeBron James. One, Michael Jordan went to one of arguably the best basketball universities ever in the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. He had one of the arguably best, I just need to go ahead and arguably best, I'm saying that a lot. He had one of the best, arguably best college coaches in general, coaching him in Dean Smith, and then the number 2 guy, Roy Williams, pouring into him. LeBron never had that college coach.
Nope.
He had one of the arguably best NBA coaches pouring into him, and Phil Jackson. Name one of the best coaches that LeBron had on the NBA level. LeBron has to be a coach with his teams. 4, Michael Jordan had arguably the best number 2 guy in any sport.
And for a long time.
And for a long time in Scottie Pippen. Now, yes, LeBron James had a lot of great duos. He had Dwayne Wade, but he didn't have Dwayne Wade for an entire stretch that Michael Jordan had. Yes, he had Kyrie Irving, which was a great compliment to LeBron James. Kyrie Irving, but he had Kyrie Irving's attitude, and he didn't have Kyrie Irving for the long time that Michael Jordan had Scottie. So that's 4 amazing qualities that Michael Jordan had going for him in his basketball career that LeBron James did not and does not and will not have. And can't ignore it.
Another thing is, Michael Jordan had the privilege to play, when he was coming up, he was playing up against those 80s Lakers with Magic, James Worthy, obviously Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was playing up against those 80s Celtics too. Obviously Larry Bird, Robert Perry, Kevin McHale, Walton. So his iron was being sharpened by other iron. He came in with Elijah Wan too, so he came up having to battle it out with GOATs as well. LeBron came up not having to take on that many great players. Yes, he had Kobe. You can argue Vince. I mean, it's just not on the same level. So Jordan was exposed early on to some greats, able to learn from some greats. So, and LeBron didn't necessarily have that at the time he came in. So another thing, right? So that's another thing that kind of helped out Jordan, that helped make him great. And then, like she said, playing with a great player like Scottie Pippen for so long and having him healthy, playing alongside him for so long.
Great point, healthy, because when he had Kyrie Irving wasn't always healthy.
No.
And like I was saying about, you were saying that iron sharpening iron, when Michael Jordan got to Carolina, he wasn't Michael Jordan yet. He wasn't Michael Jordan yet. He had Michael Jordan in him, but it had to be cracked and untapped. He told Dean Smith, he told Roy Williams, I want to be the best player at Chapel Hill. I want to be the GOAT. And they, being the great coaches, the great mentors, the great, basketball people that they are, they knew what they had to do to develop him. They knew what skills they had to develop him. Exactly. LeBron didn't have someone to crack that. I could have a GOAT in me. You know what I'm saying?
There's a GOAT in there.
I could have a GOAT in you. You could have a GOAT in you if you had that right coach to.
I could have.
You never know. You'll never know what I could have been. Right. I could have been Sue Bird.
Swing cash. Skylar J.
Oh, wait. Okay. Moving on. Let's talk about two off the court qualities about MJ. Mm-hmm. 1, drippy swag good, and 2, how low key he is. Yo. In these days where all these dudes who not even can't even breathe the same air Michael Jordan could breathe, talent wise and GOAT wise, these dudes, you would think they was Michael Jordan the way they posted up on Instagram, right. The way they coming out the tunnel with 50 different prints on, 50 prints on. The way they coming out the tunnel like they Prince Charles, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Michael Jordan was so low key, boy. Like he had that low key drippy swag, boy. Y'all dudes, because I know all the NBA players is watching this, get some tips. Get some tips, okay? Get some tips.
Y'all ain't gotta be all the way out there to still be swag.
Right. Shoes this chunky.
Right, exactly. You ain't gotta do it. Throw on some bread 11s.
Throw on some breads. Throw on that Bulls warm up. The gray warm up with the red Chicago Bulls. I need that warm up.
Throwback fire.
Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all get some tips from his swagginess, and y'all get some tips from his low keyness. Dude don't got no social media platform. You don't hear nothing about Michael Jordan. You don't see nothing about Michael Jordan. Nothing.
And then I saw an interesting thing today on Twitter. Michael Jordan been retired for y'all know how long now, and as soon as he drops some shoes, they still sell out in minutes.
Period.
And he don't even be out there. He don't gotta promote his shoes, nothing. Just as soon as they drop, they out, just like that.
If I was Michael Jordan, the streets would hate me, okay? Anytime I had a new fit coming out, anytime I had some new shoes coming out, I would be modeling it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get these new shoes I have, y'all get this new. You know what I'm saying? They would hate me if I was Michael Jordan. I got mad respect for him. He drop his shoes, mind his business, go to sleep, collect his check overnight.
Overnight.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Catching Z's, still making money.
Do you know what I'm saying? Chilling, minding his business. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, because they would hate me, boy.
Living lavish and minding his business. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let's talk about what we're anticipating for the next episode. For the documentary in itself. I'm anticipating the drama. That gambling drama. We all know Michael Jordan had a history of gambling before games, after games, in between games, in the locker room. Just playing. But we know he'll gamble before games, the night before a big game. He'll be out gambling. We know he got into it with some, grimy dudes. Some felons. We also know the NBA had multiple investigations into his gambling, and I want to get into that messy drama. You know what I'm saying? What really happened? Did he retire because now we know how hands-on and how controlling management is?
Right.
Was there a conspiracy to his retirement? What are you anticipating?
I'm anticipating how they managed to get Scottie Pippen back on the floor. Because now we left off at the point where Scottie Pippen has vowed he's not playing in the Bulls uniform again. Obviously he did to end out that 98 season to get that 6th ring. But how did we get there? What strings had to be pulled? What agreements had to be made? Who had to kiss Scottie Pippen's feet? Who had to beg and plead for Scottie to get back on the floor? Right, exactly. So I'm anticipating that the most. How did we get Scottie Pippen back on the floor for that last dance?
I wonder if the cameras are rolling. This can't be rolling.
It might be. Alright guys, that is it for today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Tell the people about Tough Cause.
Let the streets know what's poppin'.
Let the streets know they need to see us. But anywho, tell us what you thought about episodes 1 and 2 and what you're most excited about in the rest of the documentary.
What parts gave you the chills? Because I had so many chills, especially seeing President Barack Hussein Obama.
She was so shook when she saw Obama.
Obama's presence just gives me so many chills because that man is the GOAT.
That's the GOAT.
His presence, he's just so eloquent and just so graceful.
Smooth.
Right, so smooth and graceful, boy. So he gives me the chills. So when I saw him pop up on my screen, I said, hello. This is a real documentary. When the president blesses us, that's a documentary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We saw a lot of throwbacks. Oprah with the big dude. When she had that big...
Oprah with the you get a car, you get a car.
Right, the you get a car. Well, what gave you guys the chills? And what are you guys anticipating next time?